Hello everyone and welcome to Life Guide.
Here is a place where you can feed your mind and your life.
I'm Ganel Holder and this is my wife Ganel. Today we are going to be talking about a powerful bigness of the small. Seems paradoxical? Well, many times small, or the word small, is associated with helplessness, weakness, inefficiency, inadequacy, incompetence. But how the small is viewed is the most important thing. You see, many times when something is small in size, it is seen or perceived to be insignificant in function or insignificant in purpose.
And that ought not to be, because how we perceive our small has direct and significant implications for the fulfillment of our dreams, our hopes, and our desires.
Correct.
You see, many of us constrict and thereby we restrict ourselves because we constantly perceive ourselves as small, insignificant. I have heard many people complain that they didn't have enough education so they can't pursue a particular job, inadequate courage. They admit that they have abilities, but then it's never as significant or impressive as other people's. But all of these areas mentioned can be honed, built, and developed.
That is correct. You see, small things have phenomenal impact. Let's not forget that.
They do.
If you're a person who struggles with inadequacy or insecurity, find one of your many good abilities, your positive character traits, and meditate on it for 1 minute per day for an entire month. Guaranteed at the end of that month, you will see progress in that area of your life.
Oh yes, because one small positive thought repeated can yield huge dividends for somebody's life. Another example is the tongue. Something small, right? Is a muscular organ located in the mouth, but it is capable, that small tongue is capable of a world of bad or good, positive or negative. Alphabets are generally small. Think about our English alphabet that comprises only 26 letters. Yet, these letters form the foundation for volumes of books, endless conversations, speeches, poetry, songs, you name it. The proverbial mustard seed spoken about in the Bible. Here's what it looks like. This mustard seed actually produces a massive mustard tree.
Up to 30 feet tall.
30 feet tall. Need another example? Well, insects. Insects are generally tiny creatures, but yet they make significant and unexpendable contribution to the balance of the Earth's ecosystem.
That is correct. Insects are the main pollinators of all of plant life on planet Earth. They redistribute nutrients in the soil, many of them. They aerate the soil. They also break down organic matter and help to keep the environment clean. The interesting thing is, take a look at this one. This is an interesting thought. I want you to see it. It's the ant.
A lot of them.
Quite a few of them. I had to trap them. But research says that they are able to lift up to 50 times their body weight.
Can you do that?
No, I can't. But could you imagine if they were large as humans? Now, don't. Sometimes I get carried away. That thoughts sometimes become reality.
You don't want to go there.
Don't want to go there, no. But that is how significant, how much power is locked in a tiny insect. Where we live in the Caribbean, in Grenada, there is an insect called a sandfly. It's smaller than the mosquito, but stings harder than the mosquito.
Much harder.
Sometimes you wonder if they actually bite. But it's the only insect that can pollinate the cocoa plant because of its sheer size.
So that means without sandflies,
no cocoa, no chocolate.
Oh gosh. I'll take the bites.
Yeah. Look, another point. Research also says that if all of insects were to disappear today, within 50 years, all forms of life on planet Earth will be obliterated.
Amazing.
Completely lobotomized.
That's amazing.
Take a look at this egg. There's a story of a gentleman when he was a young lad. Someone gave him an egg similar to this one. He took it. He did not fry it or boil it. He incubated it and allowed it to become a chicken. Got a chicken out of it. He fed it, and he did not use that chicken for a special occasion or Sunday meal. Rather, he allowed that to reproduce and reproduce. And From there, he was able to establish his very own hardware store and buy properties in several places. You see, nature teaches us, but sometimes we're too busy or we have too much noise.
So many lessons in
You
nature.
can't hear, can't fail to pay attention. But that is the power that is locked within small things. The question is, what small thing do you have in your hand? Or rather, what thing in your hand do you see as insignificant in function or purpose? Who told you that it was insignificant? You see, many times these things go back to our childhood, our formative years. Our siblings, our friends, our parents probably didn't validate us. Even teachers at school probably told you were stupid, you'll never learn, you'll never amount to anything. And those things get locked in your subconscious mind. And we keep telling ourselves, you keep telling yourself into your adult life, the same story, or rather the same lie over and over again. And it restricts you. It constricts and restricts you. That is we need to deal with that and get rid of that.
Definitely. So the big question is, what are we to do? What are you to do to maximize that small thing that you have in your hand? Well, the answer is we need to incubate it. Whatever small idea we have. Just like the egg. Incubate it. And what is an incubator? It is an apparatus that provides a controlled environment for the growth, the birth, growth, and development of something.
That's right.
So, what is our incubator? Our incubator, I would like to say that it is the mind.
That's right.
The mind. And there's certain conditions that we have to create, right, within the mind. And one thing that we need, some of the things that we need to do, and I'm going to list them. Number one, we need to attend to our thoughts.
Exactly.
Thoughts are very, very important and not to be slighted or underestimated. So we're supposed to be stewards and gatekeepers of our minds, not allowing any old thought to just run rampant in there, because if we allow negative thoughts to run rampant in our mind, they're going to sabotage the thing that we are looking to achieve. Secondly, we must learn to manage our emotions.
Exactly.
Some people just let their emotions run wild too, just as their thoughts. But we have to manage them, keep them under control, and keep only those emotions that are positive. A matter of fact, if we attend to our thoughts, then if we have rulership over our thoughts, automatically we will have rulership over our emotions, because the two of them are definitely linked. Another thing is that we have to learn how to be patient and persistent. Life is a process. The things you're looking to achieve require a process, and sometimes it may seem long and arduous, but patience and persistence is required to actually stay in the game until you win it. Yes.
Yes, sir. There are a couple other things, as you said those things, there are a couple other things that I like to add. Creativity. You are born with that divine spark. You are divine on the inside, and creativity is part of you. And you can tap into it. But many times we put ourselves in a box, or rather a cage, I like to say, because when you're in a cage, you can see the seeming successes of the people on the outside.
But never your own.
But never your own. But you can tap into that creative potential on the inside of you.
Yes.
And expand from where you are. Do not limit yourself. Another thing that must be attended to is that you must network with people of like mind, people who are able to propel you and massage that idea of yours, encourage you. That is the people you need to surround yourself with.
The nurturers.
The nurturers.
Yeah.
Don't let people of negative mindsets and so forth hold you in bondage or hold you in a cage. That is very, very important.
Very much so. Very much so. So, in closing, we'd like to leave you with an important tip. Remember this: your small is just a tiny package for your big.
Just like the egg.
Just like the egg. You see, that same egg actually packaged a successful hardware business.
That's right.
And the mustard seed that we spoke about earlier on, this little tiny thing there, yes, this houses the potential for a massive mustard tree.
That's right.
So what do you do? What do I do? We take whatever small that's in our hand and we grow it.
Exactly.
Because it is significant.
That is correct.
It is significant.
That's right. Well, before we close, we'd just like to remind you all, even inform you, of the release of our book, Life Guide Volume 1, on the 28th of September 2017, which is tomorrow. It will be available in all major online stores and in bookstores across the globe. So we encourage you to purchase a copy and have a read. It promises to be a life-changing experience. Really brilliant. So we thank you for your time again, and we'll be back very soon with a new and dynamic topic. Thank you again. Have a good one. Bye-bye.